This is Joe and it's May 2nd, 2022. In the blog, I've sort of teased the fact that there is a secret room in the house at 69 Gordon Hill Road that I bought, and I'm in it. And basically what happened was in 1970 they put an addition on the house, which was a two-story addition, but they never finished the second story, and it didn't really have a door to it in the conventional sense. The addition is put on like the vertical part of the letter T. The main house is the cross of the T, and the addition comes off at a right angle. And so one of the things here is there's a few things structurally about post and beam houses here. One is, for them to put in a door, they would have had to cut this one particular beam, which I think they were reluctant to do. And so you have to do this investigative thing. While we're on that, I'm just looking up closer to the ceiling, and one thing you might notice, characteristic of all post and beam houses, there's no ridge pole. The two rafters that hold the roof up are in pairs, and they balance each other out. That puts a lot of stress on loading the walls, similar to what you read about when you read about medieval cathedral building, because there's outward pressure on the walls. So they put these joists in here, and the joist would also be called a collar tie to kind of relieve that pressure. And these members here are the joists, which these are fairly long joists. Now, I don't think there's been that much outward pressure because the walls outside aren't bowed outward. Thank you, God. But in the meantime, that's kind of it. Now, one thing here is I am going to foam in insulation in here, at least I hope I am. And if I do that, I will be taking out all the previous pink insulation. But I'm not exactly sure what I'll do with the pink insulation, but I'm not actually going to discard it, at least not yet. And that's it. Now, there's some places here where on the main building you can look through there and see the small bedroom and stuff. Down here on the floor is all the lath that was in the closet for the Hobbit door. That's the Hobbit door we're looking at. And something else of interest is that when they put the addition on, they did not take off the clapboard siding of the house. Now, something I've been really interested to see, which it will take a while to get around to, is on this wall, what's exactly behind there? Because there's another big empty space behind there where the different parts of the house meet. And I think they just left the sheathing on the roof in that section because they didn't know what to do with it. So I'm going to be having friends who have experience with I've experienced with post and beam, but I haven't ever done this before. I've seen how other people do it, but you don't want to mess around with something that might mess up the structural load-bearing capacity of it. So when I get these down at some point, probably later this week or next week, we'll be looking at trying to assess what needs to be done in order to create an actual door in that spot. I came in through this door, and this is the opening that goes into the big bedroom. It's bigger than the Hobbit door. Easier for me to like wiggle through there. But obviously, that's, we're going to put a full-size door in here. This room, I would have to say, it's the dimensions of the footprint are exactly the same as the kitchen area and where I also have my bed. So it's roughly, I'd have to say 24 feet by 12 feet, something like that. It's a good sized room here, and the ceiling is high. If I keep the ceiling there, I noticed they kept some old doors uh, and threw them up there to have a walking surface. But that's basically what the secret room is about. It's not like they were having, I don't know, hiding their jewels and what have you here. This is a dormer window, by the way, and the other window is here. Now, I'm assuming that behind this plywood, which is like 3/8 inch plywood, is, 16-inch on center, and that's insulated. My overall vision, though, is I want to fix the door so that there's a door that you can enter it from the inside of the house. But I'm thinking that this is the south-facing part of the house. And in wintertime, this will get the sunlight, but there's no windows except that little one. And I'm thinking I either want to put a patio door or bigger windows or both to see what I can do that would really be classy, just so that there would be there. And obviously, if I put a patio door there, I'd have to build an outdoor deck. You really shouldn't have, this is a wooden construction. There's hardly any electric up here, so you're not going to have electrical fire because there aren't no wires to speak of. But you really need more than one exit from any given room in order to be fire code safe, and that would be the purpose of the patio doors. That would mean we'd have to build an external stairway and deck, which I've done before, and which my carpenter friends have done before. But that's well into the future. That's not really what the plan for the immediate is now. And if you read the blog, you'll see that basically, when I learned that this was here, I just howled with insane delight over the fact that you have a lot of potential for creative element here. What would you put in here? And, I was just thinking, a yoga studio, I don't know. I don't do yoga these days. There's any number of uses for such a room. It could be another bedroom and it would be grand. Oh, which, by the way, you see that yellow pipe in the middle? That's actually the vent pipe for the plumbing toilet. And it goes up in that area. And basically, that's on the other side of what was the small bedroom that I've been thinking of making into the bathroom. And Mitch had a suggestion that we put two bathrooms up here, one on that other side and one on this side, so that this would have an ensuite bathroom, and we could rent it out as Airbnb. Ooh la la. If you're going to do that, you might as well put in a bidet. Just the height of luxury. And all that. So, but basically, that would be that's kind of the short version of this. And I tried to write something about it, and I'll post it in the blog when I get this up here. But in the meantime, tell me what you would do if you had this space. What would you do with this if you said, okay, I want to build an addition to my house, and it'll be like the horizontal, vertical part of the T. What would you put in it? I'd catch you later.